So you better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. You guys, it's going to be Christmas pretty soon. It's coming so quick, and I can't believe it. I'm going crazy. I have a lot of presents to wrap. I have like 11 people in my family to buy and wrap for, and it is insane. So actually, here's a little helpful tip from me to you. What I do is just buy each person their own wrapping paper, and then I know who it's for, and I don't have to label all these people. So, I just got to remember, but I kind of put them all together in a bag so I know which is which. But yeah, it's crazy. It's almost like a full-time job. But for those of you who are sad and are lonely and don't like Christmas very much, I just want to say that, I understand. But, home is where you make it, Home, there's people that come and go in our lives. People leave us. People die. But the thing is that shouldn't stop you from living. And, it's up to us if we want to create memories. And so we make new ones. If all we have are the old ones with our families, our loved ones that we dwell on, well then, that's all you have. And it's better to make new ones, you guys. And if you're all alone, invite somebody else who's alone. Spend some time at the nursing home. There's a lot of people who are very lonely this time of year, and my heart goes out to them in my prayers all the time. I pray for those who are lonely, those that are in hospitals, those that are sick, those that are in prison, that the Lord Jesus would comfort all of them and all of you. So I just want to remind you that, you're loved and people are thinking about you if you're struggling for this holiday season. So I just want to say hi, everyone. I know it's been a few days since I've been on here, but I seen something and I wanted to talk to you guys about it. I think it's quite important. I do, because I think it's a clue. And I don't know if people miss this in other people miss this. I don't know. But I think it's important to discuss. But first, I just want to say it's too bad that these people, like Miss Daisy's fighting with people, and I don't know what's going on with Miss Christine. I had heard she has cancer. I hope she doesn't. If she does, my prayers are with her. We might not like how other people think or feel or believe, and just because she defends the Wells, it's okay, because that's her opinion and that's her right. But if you're truly a Christian, then she still is your sister in Christ. So, but I just want to say that I know there's a bunch of craziness going on, but there were some interesting things that PG was talking about tonight on her channel, Prayer Garden. She was saying, she was going over Hunter's interview with Chris McDonough, and what really stood out to me like it never has before was that Hunter said that when he looked in Candace's phone, she had 13 deleted messages from her drug dealer, Andy. And it said, it's done. that's a lot of messages, really. I mean, I just find that really strange that she's talking to Andy that much, and why she felt the need to delete those messages. Maybe she was just scared that she was going to get busted talking to him about drugs, but I don't think so. Now, you know, Hunter said that he feels like all of them were involved. Either her and Andy, which I thought was quite interesting. Either Candace and Andy is what he thought, or all of them had something to do with this. So I found that very interesting. Don't you think that's interesting? I really do. Now, Jonathan Lee Riches. Oh, wait, I want to tell you this. And then the Deception Detective, he did a great video tonight. Again, they're like a series of analyzing the Summerwells family, in this case. And, you know, I wish somebody would tell him, and if he ever watches this, I doubt he'll watch my video, but if he did, I want him to know that I did a video about this a long time ago. Somebody made a complaint, and I believe I had the screenshot for it, that someone had made a complaint to CPS because Candace, she witnessed Candace get mad at Summer for ripping out the flowers. And she beat Summer very badly and threw her in the basement like a dungeon, is what she said. And she cried. Sorry. And she was screaming. Excuse me. So, I just, you know, I thought that was really interesting. Now, we know that Candace didn't, I mean, think about that, you guys. What if, really, Summer ripped out flowers again? And, she got hurt, or maybe Candace is like, her guilty conscience came up with a story because maybe something like that happened. So, I don't know, but I just think it's strange that she comes up with this story about the flower planting and all this bullcrap, which it is bullcrap. I don't believe any of their story. It's all fabricated. Grandma cannot even get the story out. She had to, if you seen her, if you were watching The Deception Detective tonight, excuse me, he was showing Grandma the interview she did with the news. And if you watch her face and how she's saying things, she can barely get it out. And she has to sit and think about it. And her, you know, her forehead's creased and she's scowling. And watch her really struggle to get this story out of her mouth. And you can tell that it's scripted because, you know, like, if this happened to me as a grandma, I don't care who you are. If you're in the same car, the same situation, everybody has a little bit different take on the story of what happened. Have you ever heard of the telephone game or the gossip game where you say something to somebody and you tell one person and they repeat the story and it goes around a big circle and it comes back completely nothing like you were talking about, okay? So, Yeah. This is a scripted story, you know, put together by all of them. And you wouldn't be, like, word for word, like, wouldn't you say, like, something different? Like, things that you would remember. But, like, the boys, she did say that part that she sent the boys out. They sent the boys out there to look for Summer. Well, how ridiculous, just like the deceptive detective said. Why would you send your boys out there, Candace and Grandis, knowing if you really believe that Summer was abducted, you would not? And what cowards are you that you would send them out there instead of the adults going looking? And you're watching from the porch. I don't care if your knee's bad, Grandis. You sure seem to get around when you want to. So, anyways, I just noticed that she really, really struggled to get the words out. And it's very scripted. And I believe that the flower planting thing is a reflection of what Candace did to Summer for wrecking the flowers before. And so that's probably why they threw it in there, is what I'm saying. That's how they came up with the story, because he was wondering why they were mentioning flowers. And the other guy that Chris McDonough had on, he wanted to know why they kept saying flowers, flowers. All these things about flowers. And even Jody Sue said she was checking her flowers that day. So it's really strange. But, so that's all I wanted to say about that before I get into what I really want to talk about. Jonathan Lee Riches, a year ago, he went and he did he did this video with the neighbor guy. And the neighbor guy took him on a very long walk in the hollers up there. And I understand why they're called hollers, because it's just like these places that are, openings, and it's really strange. I would have never really guessed what behind Summer's house looked like in the woods. Like, I could see up to the woods, but he actually shows you what's behind the woods in Summer's area. And he takes us on this long walk. And I want to just talk about a few parts of this video. I think Jonathan Lee Riches did a great job on it. I think that he's put a lot of effort into Summer Wells' case, and I give him credit for that. So, anyways, I don't have a problem with Jonathan, and at least he's doing something. But this was a good video, and under fair use, I'm just sharing a part of this, Jonathan. I'm not monetized or anything. I just want to do my reaction to it, and I want to talk about a couple things in here. So here we go. So this is the neighbor guy, and he's taking Jonathan back in the hollers. So I just want you to hear a few things from this. So here we go. Maybe.
And that's how all my family feels too. Something's wrong right there.
Are we going to the pond?
We will here when we get
Okay.
back. We want talking about what she lied. And it's just, maybe not something do.
Listen.
Does got her. She don't even say stupid I say, look.
First of all, this guy swears a lot, so Jonathan beeped him out. So I don't know why, but maybe YouTube does something for you if they're swearing too much. But, so right now, he's talking about if his kid went missing, there's no way, because he's got like 3 or 4 kids, he said. And he would be going crazy. And so he's talking to Jonathan about this. But don't mind that there's a bunch of bleeping out and that his pants are falling down pretty much. I wish he would have wore some pants, say no to crack, because sometimes his pants almost do fall down. But I'm glad he took Jonathan for a walk down here and some of the things he said. So, okay, here we go.
If we don't find her, and I know somebody's got her, and I'm going to tell you right now, dude, you would have to lock me up in the street jacket. Think about it. You got kids?
I don't. But I've tried to find kids, and I see, parents that are so desperate to find their kids that get taken. They're out there, like you said, fighting every single day, crying and pleading and searching.
And even my mom, even me, that would have tried.
So you've never seen Don Wells or Candace out here looking?
Look, I seen it. You know what? Don Wells out here walked down here one day, retard, and he's lucky. I'm telling you this.
When was this?
What, 6, 7 months ago?
Yeah.
He's lucky certain people don't see him down here. That's why he don't come down here. Because we know what's up. You know what I mean? That you'd be looking for him too. That's almost it. He better just stay his ass in jail or away from all of us people.
The guy told me, a employee at Priceless, they shopped at Priceless in Kingsport,
Yep. Told
me that Candace and her mother would go there and they'd get people just ask them, "Where's Summer? Where's Summer?" right to their face, Like, they're just, everybody wants to know.
Yep. Look.
So what?
Okay, so this is what I have to tell you. And I think it's very, very telling, and it's very, very important. So this guy, he's carrying a gun. He's walking through these hollers. And you'll see, even they run into a guy who tells them what are you doing, don't be coming on my property. And this guy right here talks about how well guarded this area is all around there, because people are doing some things back there, and they got their own property, and they don't want anybody on it, and they don't want them doing illegal things. Now, remember when Don said he wished he could just search people's property, whether they want him to or not? Well, maybe he's talking about these kind of places. But here's the take that I got from this video. First of all, there's no way. This guy said he ran with a white shirt and somebody seen him down here. And now, this guy just said that Don was down there about 6 months ago. About 6 months from when this video was done, a year ago. So, in the video, Jonathan mentions that Summer has been missing for a year, okay? So, 6 months would have been around the time that Summer went missing. So, June is the 6th month. And she went missing June 15th. So, anyways, he said he knows better than to come back here, because they know, see, they guard their properties. And I don't believe anybody, by the time he's done talking here, I did not believe that anybody would be walking around there, a stranger, doing anything. Because this guy right here, this one, in this video, is scared for his own self. Not just from the snakes, but he's scared of the people out there, because there's people that are constantly monitoring the area. And he also said that most of the people around there are good people. So, and he also said that Fred, if you watch the very beginning of this, he said Fred says some weird things, but he did say that Fred knows all the gossip around there. So if anybody knows something, he would know something. But this guy also said that it either had to been Donna Candace or the neighbors, which would be Jody Sue and Andy. So, okay, I just want to continue now.
What is this creep? What is...
So 6 months ago, 6 months ago, do you think that Don took her back here? Isn't it strange that one of the neighbors said they seen Don and Candace, no, they seen Candace that day on Light Hollow Road. And this is actually what comes out is like, you'll see the path comes out by Light Hollow Road. So, and also, now we got this guy saying that Don was out there 6 months after Summer went missing. Isn't that strange? Why would he wait 6 months to go out to a place he knows where there's a bunch of people that are guarding their property out there and he could get hurt out there? Was he moving the body? I'm curious if there was a search during that time, 6 months after she went missing. I'll have to look it up. If you guys know anything, let me know in the comment section. But I just think it's very interesting that he said Don was out there and he should know better. So, because other people would like to hurt him too. So it's weird. But that is very suspicious to me. Okay, so what if they took her out there? What if they hid her there temporarily until they moved her to someplace else? Very strange. When you see this property, you're going to understand.
It's like, it goes basically right on the same road that Summers on Ben Hill Road.
So this is the same creek.
As it took, you know what I mean? So like, even like these fields, when it was snow, you know, when they were, now it's getting green, it's hard to see. I hike these spots, you know what I mean? These people don't go in there. They don't go in. They don't want to get.
He said all the cops and searchers did was walk the path. They didn't go up in the hollers.
Do some digging and look at, and hey, you come get you some blue jeans and get you bring you a shotgun or a pistol.
I might do that with you if you really want to look for her.
Hey, I'm gonna be saying like this. Well, I'm gonna scout for ginseng. I can't dig it. We can't dig it right now.
Yeah.
We'll scout for ginseng. We'll look for it. You know what I mean?
What is ginseng? What is a scout ginseng?
Ginseng? Ginseng hunting?
Oh, ginseng. Okay.
That's what they use for tea.
Like, it's a plant. You know what I mean? Yeah, you've never seen ginseng before?
Yeah. I wasn't sure what you meant offhand.
So like right here, even, we got a horse.
So where's that? What's that? What goes that way?
This goes to our pond.
Oh, that goes to your pond.
And there's a tree. I got in our pond, even looked under. Hey.
They looked?
They did it, but I got in there and looked. Hey, best I could. There's a tree that's. You want to go back there?
Yeah.
I wish I had a 4-wheeler, dog.
You don't have a 4-wheeler?
No, I got motorcycle and my uncle's got a 4-wheeler, but here, I'll show you.
Look how dense and far this
A
goes.
motorcycle top this hill, you sit on there and then you go right back there. Because I'll show you back there. Hollers and hey.
But look at this.
Even more back there. If you want to see the first, where I think he would go to, would be this one.
All right, so check out. What were you burning?
I'm burning I'm playing right here.
Oh.
All this fucking garbage. I had 3 fires going last night.
Yeah, I live in Florida, but I'm from Pennsylvania, so I lived out in the mountains growing up. So this kind of reminds me.
Archie has grandkids. Leonard's got grandkids. You know what I mean? I got kids. Steven's got kids. My stepbrother. We're all just quiet to ourselves. He works. I ain't working like a second, but
This is like the biggest story ever in this area, isn't it?
yeah, it is. I'm telling you, bro. And they don't want to leave it up to normal people to decide. You know what I'm saying? Around here.
Well, I'm sure at this point the sheriffs and authorities are like, maybe the neighbors will take it in their own hands.
Yeah, hey,
You know, on these people.
I want to say about that.
Because I don't think, you know, Don and Candace is liked by anybody.
No.
I mean, there's some YouTubers that like feel, oh, they're innocent and kind of.
I don't.
Yeah.
Hey, people would just better kill or hey, they should be held responsible. Dude,
Look at these hollers.
Yeah, exactly. That's your flesh and blood. That's your life. That's your generation. That's your
I
seed.
know what people do for 20 years ago. They would. They would. They done something where it doesn't happen.
It's weird how they all connect together back there.
Even if they, oh well, I know so cold, dude.
Well,
But they
you
ain't
know,
no boys kids.
It's hard to
20 years
understand
ago,
them
I went to
sometimes.
prison, right, for fraud, and I went to federal prison, and you know, child molesters, chomos, child porn people, they would all have to either check in or just get beat up every day, or extorted, harassed. Inmates do not like child molesters at all. They're like the worst. I mean, they do.
Hey, I killed.
Yeah. I mean, they're at the bottom of the.
But I mean, do you understand what I'm saying? People around here, I know 2 or 3 old school that's been through, back in the day, people, it was Wild West down here, dude.
Yeah, that's what I heard. What do you mean by that?
They don't, hey, after dark, blacks don't come down, I'm not racist,
Yeah.
but hey, blacks don't come down here, and normal folks don't come down here either, you know what I mean? Like, when it gets dark, back in the day, they did it. Nowadays, it's, hey, it's me, because this is the pond, they didn't even know it's here, bro.
Authorities didn't even know it was here.
Nope. And I told them about it. They
See?
came with a guide team, and I said, only thing I know is it owns these people, and there's a holler in between this and this, right?
It's so weird, these
And this
hollers.
is, if we go up this, if we go,
Let's go.
all right, yeah, if we go up here, it'll take us to Ben Hill, and we can walk to Ben Hill Road, bro.
See? You could just walk back there.
So they did eventually come here with scuba people.
Yep, they did. I told them, I said, the only thing I know of is a deer carcass. I was coming here, I didn't know anybody even, you know what I mean? I threw a deer carcass in it, a piece of a deer carcass,
Yeah.
and they're like, we already know about that. I'm like, okay.
Oh, this is a big pond.
Oh, sorry if you got shit.
Oh, it's no, just.
Look what I'm saying, see?
They already searched
I'm
it.
gonna show you. Like, see these footprints, these ain't. There's somebody, these are all logging roads.
Look at this, how there's
They don't do logging back here anymore.
paths and
But look,
like trails.
here, you wanna climb up this road?
Yeah, let's go. Come on, Lucy.
I mean, they could have easily snuck behind here and took somewhere. Because the cops didn't even know it was there.
Right?
Yeah.
I know spots that go 4 deep.
Oh wow.
You know what I mean?
Lucy made it up.
Spots that go 4 feet deep.
Look, look. This is the side of the backside of Barn Hill. We don't own this right here, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if anybody comes out and starts yelling at him, hey, somebody we can go on my property, we can end up. But I was just in hunting a while back. Went to the top of this and it's leveled off. It's like a trail up there. We can go up there too. Whatever you want. Right down here, look.
So if you could point right now where Ben Hill Road is, where would it be?
It's already good.
Right over here.
Look at these mounds of dirt. They had to be digging this pond out.
Let's go look.
It's something. Are you still saying? What's these mounds of dirt? Like, there's all dead trees. We're not on our property. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta.
Well, at the very worst, they just say leave.
Yep, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
You could wander forever back there.
They ain't from here either.
Who's that?
These people, they just moved here.
Oh, they did? Who owns this property?
I don't know. We don't know their names.
Oh.
Good. Right through here. Cause that Radar Nautica app took me right up here. I didn't even make it up here. These people come out and yell at me.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
How'd they know you were back?
See?
Because
People came out and yelled at him for walking back there. He just said it that they did. But they actually, there is a guy that yells at
That
them.
kind of spooked me out. I didn't know if they had cameras or. But right up here's that logging road too. But I wanted to look. I had me and my girlfriend come this way, and there's an old tree. Right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
We can go under.
dog died.
Yeah.
Anyway, if the dog died, how many places did you hide her at? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anywhere.
And that's what I'm saying. This what fucks me up, girl. Is knowing that, like, I think, like, kids. You know, say that you see a pretty girl with your neighbor. Me, I just want to talk to her, blah, 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 blah. But I can understand some people where they get that mindset. Because normal people like us don't have that mindset. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But to a little girl, dude, I hope that something's going to come up. I swear to God.
Something's gonna come up.
See, back here, the phones don't even work, do they?
Listen to this.
No.
Listen.
So I think that's probably one of the reasons why they can't find her, because they can't ping their phones.
There's nothing that they can do.
See that? And I never even thought about that. If they were back there and around that area, that's why they can't ping their phones. Because there's nothing out there. So that's probably why they're having a hard time.
And that's what I'm saying. There's spots, look, bro, like you haven't even. Like, we have some jeans and some hiking gear on. It's best to get some tall dudes.
Oops.
But dude, I swear to God, I just shot a copperhead, bro.
Copperhead?
Yep, it was in my uncle's driveway, though. It was, you know what I mean? So look, see them brush piles? That's what I was telling my girlfriend. I said, dude, who knows? Right? Oh, it goes like a goalie, like this, like a bowl. Who knows? All they have to do is come up over that way.
How would they have gotten here? Just take their car or walk?
Walk.
Walk, watch.
But we don't know what they know. You know what I mean? We don't know. I think, honestly, if she ain't around here, Roland is a construction worker, right?
Yeah, he works for Tucker Drywall.
I did construction for a little while, doing some, even helping with the concrete crew.
Yeah.
If we usually work on a house, there's always concrete crews coming in, right?
Yeah.
Who's to say that he didn't go and hide?
He claims he was in Jonesboro that day.
He's lying. Dude, he said that, oh, Wild Bill and blah, blah, blah. Wild Bill, that's a lie, bro.
What did he say about Wild Bill?
He says his name is Bill. I don't know Bill's last name. Oh, shoot.
Alright, shoot.
So, now, he says, oh, there's a man up there. That's a lie. Looking at, or could mess with the kids.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a lie. Why would he say that? You know what I mean?
Well, Don was pointing fingers
Billy,
at, like, he
I
pointed
mean,
fingers at
Hunter
his
said
coworker,
that
Dudley,
tonight.
John,
Yeah.
Terry McLean. He was even saying about Fred Hill. You know, he's just pointing fingers.
It's like this, dude.
Listen.
These people back here just into simple, easy like Sunday morning, good old something.
Yeah.
And they're afraid of the law and certain things because of past, right? You know what I mean? And that, you know what I mean? Like I said, man might have a, and it ain't nothing even that deep. A little moonshine seal, a little bit of hot plant growing.
Yeah. Nothing compared to a
What
kid.
is it? Hey, dude, I'll tell you, hey, I don't give a dude.
So yeah, I've never even walked into a holler before like this.
That's the thing, look. What month was it that you put on this, bro?
A year ago.
Today?
On Wednesday, 15th of June.
Well, look, this is what it would have been like.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm back here. Exactly. I'm trying to give people like a perspective of what this terrain looked like. Because in the winter, all the leaves go down, right? It's not green.
Look, right up here. Look, that's what I'm saying, bro. There ain't no wild thing over here. She's smart enough to Mom and Dad knows.
Mom and Dad know.
Exactly. And I went to their house. I mean, they're claiming someone parked at the bottom of the hill, went up this trail, took her. I mean, come on. You can't even see the house from the road.
Why? I never knew. I never seen him. I never knew who was up there or not. So, should know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
You know, he thinks, like everybody else thinks, that Don and Candace did this, whatever they did. And he also said in this video There's no way Summer Wells would have walked out there. I mean, there's no way she would have ran away out there. It's very scary. Even he's scared. So maybe that's why Candace said that. Because there are snakes and there are animals back there. I mean, he just shot a copperhead. But the point is, that's why... But Candace said she would never walk away. And I don't believe she would have anyways. She was only 5, you guys. My little 5-year-old grandson, no way. They would have found her. EquiSearch said that if she would have fell, if she would have ran away or got lost out there somewhere, that they would have found her, because by the time they got there, she wouldn't have been able to make it that far without all the searchers and everybody looking. So, anyways. But he does not think, he said there's no way anybody around their neighborhood did that. And I don't think so either. I truly believe Don and Candace did this. And Grandis. So, I just want... Hold on. We're going to get up this hill. Look at it.
I've never been up.
See, there's trails back here.
Look at this.
I wonder if authorities were up here.
Dude, I don't even know if they heard me when I told them this was that holler that they didn't know. You know, because it's kind of hidden.
Yeah.
But look
See?
at these.
Look at them trails.
What's down there? Is there a house? You just want to be quiet?
No, I'm talking to them. I really never looked at the wrong time. I'd rather be up front, straight up, tell them who I am. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some people are very... They start shooting you.
See, they start shooting you.
But nowadays, they ain't no ultimate like they used to be.
Look at how these just come out to all different places. It's crazy to me. It must be why they call them hollers, I guess.
These big hills gotta be... See what I'm saying? All these hollers and goalies and everything? When I go gypsy hunting or scouting, I use it. I gotta have a compass, bro.
Look at that. Look at them.
You know what? Hey,
What is it?
you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna probably come out right here on Ben Hill Road on the end.
Yeah.
Come on,
See?
let's go. Let's go.
So he could have went back
You're an
there.
investigator, right?
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna...
Well, I'm a journalist.
Well, look, what is it?
Okay, I'm just going to go up a little bit.
She could be anywhere, and nobody'd ever know.
She could be. Don and Candace could have hit her back there. Or they could have took her to someone.
We're gonna come out on Ben Hill Road to look for one of the properties or something.
See what's up there.
Right there.
I mean, look at all the tracks and trails.
Let's get on the main road and let's just walk out, because
Yeah.
I don't want to be... You should have got your car or something down this way. It's okay.
He said nobody bothers anybody. Nobody goes walking around there. Except for him and people who own that back there. But he did see Don Wells 6 months ago.
Me and my dad, we try to go from David's and Fred, and we come out on this road.
He said Fred would never hurt a child.
I think we want to go this way.
Yeah.
And Fred does know just about everybody
Yeah, but there's
and
just
everything
so many,
going
like you said,
on.
just so many areas. It's just...
Even that right there, we didn't... I wonder if the law knows about that spot back there.
Look at that.
You know what I mean? Yeah, well, it is what it is. But I'm just going to say this. Something's going to come up, you know what I'm saying? Something just don't happen to a baby like this. Or somebody's going to do something, you know what I'm saying? That's all I'm going to say about that.
I I agree.
That's right.
100%.
Something will come up. Somebody's seen him somewhere.
Yeah, he acts all that. Look,
The cops are gonna catch
She
him.
wouldn't even go looking for it. There's a creek at the bottom of the house. I went ginseng hunting. I got friends that live down further on Beach Creek. They ginseng hunt there, walk that whole creek. It comes out right to the house.
Look at that.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know what's there.
Another
That's what
holler.
I'm saying. I've never been.
Look at that.
I think this will lead us out to Ben Hill Road, right?
Yeah.
And if we take a right, it'll take us to Kansas City.
Yeah.
On the left, is where
You see, they got a little bit of walking to do. But
we can come back out, and guess what? We that in like 8 to 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Didn't even know. Really, I got there. You know what I mean? But I do get first year.
so anyways, it's a lot of walking. And this is a very good video. But I'll tell you, it's a long one. Because they, I don't even know how they could take it walking that long. I would have been half dead.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I
Look
know.
at, so he
Down
just
here,
walked around the back way.
Good old boy. This is where Summer lives.
Yeah.
And there's Summer's house.
Man, fucking bullshit.
I was here yesterday, and there was 2 cars leaving their driveway. One had a canoe on the top.
They should just.
And then I came one time about a month ago, and there was a dead dog right there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I come here, me and my mom and my aunt, and they was a cop, like a cop or looked like a damn. Because a lot of people, I don't think why they've done a whole lot is because they think that there's law up there or there's law watching all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, right here's the creek.
Yeah.
Right here's where that little girl would probably be playing at most of the time. You know what I'm saying? For example, they ain't got kids around here are rough and tough. They play, you know what I mean? They ain't no TV. They ain't no certain for kids. Nowadays there is, but back when I was little, when I come to Tennessee, me and my cousins was in creeks 90% of the time.
So anyways, you guys, I just wanted to talk about that. So if you watch this whole video, he will explain some things about Fred Hill. That he's lived there for all his life, and so he pretty much knows all the gossip. He knows all the goings on, and he knows his way around there. And that he also stated that he don't believe that Fred Hill could ever hurt a child. He might have his own other issues, but he don't think he could ever hurt a child. So, I don't really know if Fred's making up stories about things or if he's telling the truth. But if he is, then we'll find out about it. I mean, if that's the truth. But if you notice, it's like so crazy out there, those hollers. And it's interesting that there's no way. I mean, somebody would have seen a little girl walking back there because if you keep watching this video, I don't want to go all the way through it, but if you keep watching this video, this guy threatens him towards the end and not threatens him, but said, watch out for the purple markers because he's got property marked and he don't want him crossing over those. And I'm sure they had a lot of problems since Summer went missing with people coming up there wanting to, go search and stuff, and they probably have gone on other people's property. But the thing is, you guys, I just really don't think that Summer would have wandered back there. And if she did, somebody would have seen her because they're so worried back there and afraid that somebody's going to bust somebody back there for either growing marijuana or doing moonshine, like he said. And people have guns, and that would be very scary. And no, I just don't think so. And I think it's very interesting that because this guy said Don was retarded and came out here, and he should know better. So what was he doing out there, you guys? And what was Candace doing? If you watch this whole video, you'll see that it's right by they're right on Light Hollow Road. And Candace was seen on that road because the neighbor did a video and said that she was seen. So, and we know that she left the house twice. So, and that's another thing, you guys. Why would you go searching for your daughter down the road at the church? I mean, I know she supposedly wanted to get service, right? So this guy said you don't get good service. But obviously, if she could talk to Don the whole way home on her FaceTime, was she doing that on her mom's phone or what? I just think it's strange that she would go all the way there. And I've seen her at home doing, videos and doing a live. She did some lives. And Candace was live singing when she was loaded. And, you know, it reminds me of the Baby Dior case that I just talked about. You know, that father said that he didn't want to lose signal in the middle of the phone call to 911. So, because they didn't have good service, so he drove like, 45 miles away, his phone pinged. So, very strange. So, and, you know, just like with Baby Dior, I think that Jessica and Vern just made up the story and said, we told you to watch him. I told you to keep an eye on the baby. He probably did not, you guys. And the same with Summer Wells. I do not believe that those boys seen her, nor did they, what do you call it? I just don't believe they seen her, and I think their mother told them. I told you boys to watch Summer. Where is she? And they probably said she's probably down and playing with the toys, Mom. I mean, how would they know? One time, my son, years and years ago when he was younger, I was outside and he let the smoke alarm go. And he was playing a video game. Because I had something cooking on the stove. And I got so upset because I told him, you should know that you have to pay attention to your surroundings and what's going on. I don't want you to ever get caught in a fire. And you should know to come running outside. Because I've talked to I talked to my kids about that stuff. And about safety. But, yeah, he's sitting here in a smoke-filled room with a PlayStation going. And this was when he was like, I don't know, he might have been 11. He's 34 years old now, so. But anyways, no. I don't believe Summer made it home, and if she did, I believe Don took her somewhere out the back way. I truly believe that. What if Don said there's some guy on the property trying to touch the little kids because he was trying to set a narrative for Candace? So when she got home, she might think that some weirdo took her daughter. I mean, it's a possibility. But I do believe they're both really bad hoaxers. Like the deception detective said, they're terrible hoaxers. They're really bad liars. And to the person who made a comment and said, oh, well, I think Don and Candace would have said, they would have broke by now. Are you kidding me? What criminal do you know that would break and confess? I do not believe that. I don't believe it. Look at Baby Dior's parents have never cracked. They've stuck with the same story. And the parents have never been arrested all these years. It's like 6, 7 years now. and no justice for that baby, and then parents are walking free, and there's no other explanation for this. So you want to talk about disappointing? That's very disappointing. Well, so don't say that Don and Candace would have broke by now. That's not true. Casey Anthony, all these different people that have held on to their lives for years. The McCanns, you know, Madeline McCann or whatever, however you say her name. You know, the police, supposedly, I seen a documentary and stuff where the police said that the dog hit on the closet, and so did Luminol, that they believe that she was died in that closet. And, you know, like, it makes perfect sense to say, why would they just take Madeline? I mean, there was other little children in the room. Why would you only take her and nobody else? And I do believe that's what happened, that they over-sedated her or whatever, just like Deception Detective said. I do believe that. But anyways, they didn't break all these years. They're still holding on to their dang story and trying to accuse others. And these are just my opinions. You know, I am not saying for a fact that the McCanns are guilty, but this is how I feel. These are my personal opinions. That's what I'm saying. So, if I offend anybody and you think that, you know, well, Don and Candace, they couldn't have did this, or I'm sorry, I don't have any excuses for them. And I believe what I believe. And if you don't, I'm not trying to say this in any mean way, but if you don't like what I believe and you don't like what I have to say, then, you know, like, there's other channels that you probably would enjoy a lot more that are supportive to the Wells. You know, sometimes I listen to White Boy Lockdown Radio channel because it's really interesting to see this guy who is out of prison and, you know, he supposedly, you know,
One little girl was going to go walking up.
I'm saying he seems smart. He seems smart enough to know. He doesn't seem like an ignorant guy. But yet, he has fallen for Don Wells and Candace manipulation. He is not able to discern liars. He should be able to spot them. I mean, being in prison, they were all around him, and you would think that he would be able to see through Don and Candace. But he has not been able to. And he likes to go make fun of other creators because, you know, they're talking about Don and Candace. Well, why? I don't understand why this guy would want to defend Don and Candace so much. Like, same with Tim Mullins. You know, when you're running to their aid all the time, like Chasing Truth, Tracy. Yeah, she's got a lot of subscribers, people who like her. She talks about other stuff besides Summer Wells. But her feelings on Summer Wells is you should not mention any kind of SA. You should not mention anything like that. And you should not accuse Don and Candace of anything because she doesn't believe that they, you know, they would do anything like that. And she sticks up for them. And she goes after, you know, like if somebody comes on panel and says anything, then she's pretty much attacking them. And she'll say she don't do that. But she does do that. And she really runs and jumps to the aid of the Wells. The same as Miss Daisy. The same with White Boy Radio Lockdown, whatever his name is. It just surprises me. I mean, he seems like he's an alright guy. And he seems like he has some intelligence within him. I just don't know how he cannot see through this bullcrap manipulation that Don and Candace haven't been spewing. Unless, perhaps, White Boy, he is maybe working with the cops, you know, to snitch on Don Wells. It's really strange. So, I don't know. But I don't know why anybody, you don't know, White Boy Lockdown, whatever your name is, you don't know if Don and Candace did something horribly, violently awful and disgusting to their daughter. You do not know that. Not one single person knows that. And being their friends and defending these people is wrong because you do not know. You don't know if they're guilty and you don't know if they're innocent. So you shouldn't be friending them. And, you know, I'm sorry. You can support them with your prayers. You can support them if you want to, however you want to. But you don't know. They are persons of interest in a missing person's case, in their daughter's case. They have not been cleared by police. Excuse me. Hunter said, if you watch Summer Prayer Garden tonight, in that interview, Hunter said that TBI told him that Don's work could not confirm that Don was home, that Don worked all day. So, I know Don likes to tell a lot of lies. I know it's nonstop. So, I'm sorry for people who are upset that, you know, I believe that Don and Candace have done something terrible to their daughter. I have always believed that from day one. Usually, my gut instinct is right. Well, I don't say usually because it always is. I'm serious. My gut instinct has always been right. And all these people that are professionals, all these people that are in law enforcement, retired FBI, the car team, the interview people, the analysis people, the police, the TBI, have all suspected Don and Candace. And so, and they, from their opinion, and from their feelings, after working with people who do terrible things to their children, believe that Don and Candace did something very bad to their daughter. And I have a feeling that we're all going to be upset. And we're all going to be disgusted and horrified when we find out what happened to Summer. And somebody got mad at me for saying that on my community post, that I believe that this will be the first beautiful Christmas that those boys will have. And I believe they've never had a very good Christmas or any kind of family holiday. I have seen them with the Christmas tree up. I've seen them with presents. But I've also seen that Candace, the kids with a bunch of junky presents that were like from the dollar store, or like stuff that could easily be broken that they got for free from the churches and wrapped up and gave to the kids. Now, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that if you're poor and you're struggling. But man, you guys, you know, people like Don, when they do drywall and they work on houses like that, they're making a commission off the house. So it's not just like, oh, I'm going to make a couple grand a week. No. They get like $6 grand, 10 grand sometimes. They, you know, 5 grand. They get big amounts for the work that they do on a house when they complete it. So that's why he owed Dudley like a couple $1,000. And he only paid him a small part of it. And, you know, if anybody had motive, Dudley could have had motive. Jody Sue could have had motive. Andy Bernard, all these people. But Don acts like he knows who took his daughter. You would not talk the way that he talks, like exactly how he knows that some guy has her. He took her to a motel. He messed with her and he beat the F out of her and probably sexually abused her, and probably he's talked about someone hitting her with a hammer, which is really sickening and scary. And he talks about death all the time. And Candace said it smothers me. All these terrible things that you would say and mention. I wish the Deception Detective would watch Don in church on the Zav Girl channel, do his little repentance, because it's all about him. It's all about him asking forgiveness and that he'll do better from this time forward on, you know. He won't do anything bad anymore. And then, you know, how nicely, you know, lucky for Summer, he actually mentions her at the end of the prayer. But it's really about him. Because he's a narcissist. And he's a drug addict. And he's an alcoholic. And he's got attraction to minor children. And he's got a lot of problems with perversion. I mean, when you're stealing girls' underwear, when you're essaying your own stepsisters till you're 17 years old, when you knew better, when you're in prison for most of your life, when you're a peeping Tom, when you treat the women in your life the way you treat women, the way you talk about women, and the way you fight with women, the way he does that, shows he has no disregard or any kind of respect for women. If my husband ever talked to me like that, I wouldn't be with him anymore. I'll tell you that right now. And the way he talked, and the way he screams, and the way he rages, I feel sorry for them kids. And I'm so glad that them boys are going to have a better chance at a Christmas and holidays than they ever had. And anything's got to be better than living with them parents the way they acted. So, I don't know. Like I said, you may not at all like my opinion whatsoever. And that's okay. I don't really care.
We can take this screen, they'll take this.
I mean, I don't care. And I'm not saying that in a mean way. I'm saying that it doesn't bother me what people think about my opinion. Like I said, go to somewhere else where you can enjoy yourself and not be aggravated by me. I don't try to go and bother anybody or their channel or anyone. And I've just basically tried, I haven't commented much on anybody's channel because a lot of people don't respond when you comment. And they never will comment. Or they act like they're not interested in my channel. So why should I be supportive of theirs? I mean, it's so weird that people aren't supportive of each other in the YouTube community, because I try to be. And I try to be really kind and leave compliments and supportive words. But I noticed that really hasn't been much that way with me. Like, I like Crystal's Crime Time. She's always been nice. And Holly at Common Sense True Crime. But, you know, I'm just saying, I've supported all these channels for 2 years. I've followed them. I've watched them. I've liked their stuff. I've been kind. But it's never been that way with them towards me, with people towards me in this YouTube community. And you know what? It doesn't really bother me because, not really, because I'm not trying to be some big YouTuber. My only goal in life here on YouTube is to reach 1,000 subscribers, just to do it. Just for a personal goal. For no other reason. And I don't want to get a bunch of subscribers. I mean, if it happens, that's nice, but I'm not a big YouTuber. And I only cared about Summer Wells, so I came on here. Because I do care about her. And I'm upset that the parents have not been taken in and drilled much harder for this and questioned way more, because they need to be. And if anybody's out there in Rogersville, Tennessee, and you know anything about Summer Wells, and you know Don and Candace Wells, give a shout out, say something, let somebody know. We need somebody to come forward. Be brave. Talk about it. Let somebody know. I don't care who you are. Be anonymous, but tell us something. So they can find Summer, and we can have closure, so this little girl can have a proper burial. And, I really would like to see the parents in trouble for this, because she was on their watch. They were the last ones to see her, and they should be responsible for her. And they should be sitting in jail right now for the minimum of neglect. I mean, how do you not see through that these parents lost 8 children total to the state? Well, they lost 7, and their little girl's missing, and she's out there. Most likely deceased, and she's probably been very hurt. And these parents, in my opinion, they're lying their faces off. They've been doing it for their whole life. They've been con men, con women, conning everybody for free stuff, and for their drug habits and their alcohol abuse, because they don't want to get their crap together and do what they're supposed to do. And them kids never asked for you to be their parents, and they never asked to be treated like that. But I really hope them little boys have a very Merry Christmas. And I feel sorry for Summer that she didn't make it to her Christmas, but I know that if she is deceased, she's with Jesus in heaven, and she's having the best one ever too. My dog has a better Christmas than Summer probably had. My dog gets treated better than I believe Summer was. And I do believe that Deception Detective, they probably did shave her head to punish her, as Candace did. You know, you don't shave a little girl's hair bald to the scalp. That's really, really bad. I don't care. And that's mean. And Summer did want to be a princess. And she did want to look pretty. And so, that's really ignorant and horrible that these parents not only had her living like this, but treated her like this. And we know that Candace was very abusive, and so was Don. So, I don't care. Anyways, these are just my opinions. But that's all I got to say tonight. But I want you to think about that Don was back in them hollers 6 months after Summer went missing. Weird, right? Now, why not right away? What were you doing back there, Don? Were you visiting Summer? Is she buried back there? Did you move her from there? Is that why the cops were back searching? I'd be curious to know if that's where it was, in that area. So anyways, you guys, I'm sure I'll talk to you before Christmas, but I hope you're doing good. I hope you're not getting stressed out. I hope you're enjoying your family and people around you, because Christmas comes fast and you better enjoy it while you can and love each other, okay? And don't fight with people on YouTube, because it's not even worth it. It's just a bunch of drama, and I can't take it. So I love you guys. I'm thinking of you. Keep praying for Summer Wells. Don't give up, okay? And keep praying for Michael Vaughn. He needs to be found. I still wish they could find the California City Boys, the West Boys. They weren't, I wouldn't consider their last name to be West, but Sincere and Classic. The two little boys that went missing in California, and their parents are sitting in prison. It's just all these little children. Dior Koontz, maybe he'll be found someday. That baby. His bones, his remains, something. But you guys keep praying for these missing kids. The world's getting pretty evil, I'll tell you that. It's getting pretty bad and dark out there. So, and pray for protection around your own kids and your own family. You know, as these days seem like they're really dark to me. So, anyways, you guys have a good week. And have a good one, okay? Bye.